my camera on.
All right, so my name's Sylvia. Nice to meet you. I know it says Sophia, but that's like my AI assistant. How do you pronounce your name?
Pranav or Pranav.
Pranav?
Yeah. Emphasis on like the first three letters and then the last three, just however you want. At least that's how it's always been.
All right. I don't like my name personally, like my last name is a bit difficult to pronounce, so I don't really bother with the pronunciation usually, typically. But some people are really curious, like naturally and genuinely curious, so I try to pronounce it, but even like I don't speak Polish fluently, so for me to pronounce it is also a bit like tricky. Um, so yeah, I'm the same. I'm just like call me whatever you feel like. I don't really care. Call me a bitch if you want. It's all the same. I don't care.
So, I
Like you
mean,
want to talk to me, you want to get my attention, you'll get my attention either way. But I don't take any offense to comments like that either, because I know I'm not. I'm only a bitch if you like piss me off, and it's warranted. Which is like a common misconception for some women. Some women are just like actually being mean with malice, and I don't know what the word for that is. Like I don't think we should use the word bitch for women like that. I think it should be, oh, my internet's unstable. I'm rambling. And there's some kind of weird buzzing noise coming from your end. I don't know what it is, but
well, I'll try to fix that. So I want to apologize. I was playing some games. I was playing video games with my friends on Sunday, and in a fit of rage, I completely destroyed my system and everything. Like I tried fixing it, but nothing seems to be working.
I don't know. Sorry to hear that. Um,
Um, Give me 1 second. I'll connect with my. I'll just remove everything. I'll just connect with my like speakers and stuff. My mic.
okay.
Can you still hear it?
Yeah, I'm still here. Are you here?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear my? Can you hear the buzz? The buzzing.
It's like faint. It's more faint, but it's okay. We'll continue. I'll try to tune it out while we're talking.
Is it with my voice? Is it when I talk, or is it just like?
You kind of sound like a
Yeah.
robot. Like you have like a
Yeah.
transformer in your
It's my
voice.
headphone stand. It's my headphone stand.
Okay.
I'm trying to use my computer.
It's not super important as long as we get the message across. Like I'm not super bothered by like poor quality. Although it helps when you have good quality, but if you don't have it, like financial restraints or something, like if you're not, this headset I'm using is free. I got it gifted to me when I worked at the cooperator, so otherwise I don't know what I would be using. And if my quality was bad for that reason, I don't want anyone to judge me for that because that's like a financial inequity for myself. So if it's the same situation for you, I don't want to judge you. If that's your quality, that's your quality. That's okay. I don't judge people for that. And maybe it's
Yeah.
not a financial inequity. I don't know either. I don't want to make any assumptions. Could just be a
Uh,
temporary glitch in your computer or like your
I think
headset. Maybe it needs to
it
be
works.
charged or something.
Yeah, you might be right. It might be.
Is it Bluetooth or is it like
It is.
regular?
Yeah, it is Bluetooth.
Oh, then it probably needs to be charged or something. You can troubleshoot that afterwards. It's fine. Um, for these meetings, I like to just see everyone for like the brief introduction. So I don't know if you're able to go on camera for a few moments just to say hello, and then if you're
Yeah, actually.
comfortable, if you
Oh,
have the
when the
ability.
meeting, yeah, when the meeting started, I told you my camera, like my webcam, because I'm on a PC, so my webcam there's
Oh,
something
okay.
wrong with my webcam. During
Okay.
like I was like video games on Sunday.
That's okay. We can try that later, maybe with like the team or something when we have our
Yeah,
kickoff tomorrow.
yeah, for sure.
If you could get it
Yeah,
fixed, that would be great. Otherwise, like it's fine too. I'm not comfortable being on camera, but I'm trying to force myself to be comfortable because it helps build like trust in the workplace, I find, but trust builds over time. You don't give it to people right away. So if, like for myself, that's the reason why I don't turn on my camera sometimes. Like I just don't trust the environment or I don't trust the person I'm meeting with, which is also fine. I don't take any offense to that because you shouldn't trust anyone right off the bat. You should always have a side of caution. It's something I learned in the workplace. Like not everyone is your friend. And even with this RIPEN project, some students haven't submitted any work to me and they've been participating in projects, one project in particular, and they haven't submitted any work and they're just taking the money. They think they're going to get it for free, which I will report them to RIPEN. So it's just a matter of time before they get removed. So I give people trust, but like increments of trust. You have to show me something, and then I add that to my trust bucket. If you do something that neglects that, I take things out of the trust bucket, and then you have to kind of build it back up. But some people give so much in the beginning, and then one day they just snap and their mask falls off, and then the whole trust bucket kind of just like explodes and disappears entirely. And I've had experiences like that too. So it just like it fluctuates. You kind of have to feel it out. So those are just kind of my forewarnings before we begin, because it just came to my attention yesterday that a few students haven't submitted their work. So I'm just giving kind of like a little bit of a lecture, I guess you could say, but like a friendly lecture, because I think that we will come up with something brilliant as long as we're all kind of contributing in some way and helping out each other and committing to the common goal of making sure we do the RIPEN project appropriately and we pay our due respects to taxpayers who have provided these wages for you guys. And I'm a taxpayer myself, so that includes me. Is that clear?
yeah, for sure. I
Okay,
understand what you're saying.
awesome. So, what is it that interested you about this particular project? And like, what's your experience so far with Bitcoin? Are you a trader in Bitcoin? Do you know how to use Bitcoin? Like, do you sell, buy, etc.?
Yeah, so I started like early 2020 when this NFT thing became viral, and then Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I've been in this space, and I just wanted to learn more about it because when I was 14, during like the peak of COVID, I started. I had nothing else to do, so I took up.
What?
I
For real?
Yeah,
14?
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's because everyone else was just playing video games at my age, and I didn't want to be like them. So I started with the Bitcoin course, and then I started learning what Bitcoin actually is, and it's actually really scarce. Digital, this digital gold. So
Right.
if you can hold Bitcoin, if you have Bitcoin after the 21 million have been mined, then you'll be a pretty important figure in, and I think the next generation, next phase, because I think we're moving away from like fiat currency and going more into digital currency, and especially with like I don't want to get into politics, but especially with with the Trump government, they're planning on they're planning on moving their gold reserves into buying more Bitcoin instead of holding more
Really?
gold. Yeah, CNN. I think CNN reported an article on that.
Fascinating.
But on overall, I have been a trader. I mean, I've been trading. I've been trading everything from like holding, from like investing, and then trading within seconds. Like you know the meme coin
Yeah,
space.
yeah.
Yeah, I tried that. I mean, it's crazy because like people call it the. I don't want to use a word, but people call it the trenches. Where and it truly is. I've been inside, and these guys get in. These guys get in and outside of trades within seconds. It's impressive how they have bots and everything to do it. So there's definitely like a whole. It's a whole world of. It's a whole different world than where you expect from. It's like a.
What?
It's like a whole new like. It's like a whole revolution. Like you know when we first started, first we had like normal trade, and then we had the stock market, and then people thought that was a huge thing. This is like the next big thing after that, but it's even more decentralized where people have control, not governments or like huge corporations like BlackRock or Goldman Sachs.
Right, yeah. I just I have a friend from high school. Her name's like Anne Vias or something. She made millions of dollars off Bitcoin when it first came out. Now she has like a shop downtown for retail. Like it connects with US clothing companies and she gets it shipped over to the store in downtown Toronto. And you can also order stuff online from the US and have it shipped to her store. It's kind of like a drop shipping, but like personal, like using an address. Like if you don't have an address for shipping, you can send it to her store and you don't pay like duties or customs or something. And like she just goes to raves like all over the world. She travels and she's like, she has her own chef. Like she has a boyfriend too. He's Polish. And like yeah, they just go to like Tiesto concerts and raves and Tomorrowland and different things, and like that's her life, all because of Bitcoin. She got involved with it, and like it actually made her really successful. So like I've heard a lot of success stories about it, but I was always kind of conservative, and I don't. I'm still like a bit conservative because I got scammed. I think I got scammed. I'm not sure. I told this to Harry yesterday and the other team before that I had connected with someone on the X platform who told me they were Elon Musk, and then they were trying to help me. And then I was convinced it was Elon Musk. He came on a live video chat on WhatsApp. And he was in a meeting with Mark Zuckerberg. Like Mark Zuckerberg was in the background. And before I gave him a cent of my money, he showed me his like face live while he was in a meeting. So I trusted that that was him because I'd never heard of anyone using WhatsApp to scam people live. Like you can't manipulate a live video on WhatsApp. So I trusted it and I sent like $50,000 of my money to this Elon Musk person. And now my money like disappeared. I don't know how to withdraw it. It was through like Apple cards and Bitcoin that I was purchasing on like a weekly basis starting from May of last year. Yeah, I think it was last year. May. And I was like continually doing this for like on a weekly basis because this person who was Elon Musk was like, you have to keep investing in order to make more money. And like, I believed him because that's how like stock market works and all the other investment products that different places offer. And then they disappear. And like $50,000 of my money disappeared at the same time. I put in a police report. I reported to police. Police were kind of like, well, if it is Elon Musk, like we don't want to get involved in his personal affairs. And also we don't have like this technology to track it if it is AI fraud. So
Yeah.
I'm a bit too
Sorry. But
relaxed. Go ahead.
um, the first couple of sentences. I just wanted to add that in 2011, people actually made like one Bitcoin just for completing captchas, just for like verifying you're not a.
Really?
Yeah, there's a so like, but at the start, everyone thought Bitcoin. Like, who knew? Like in 2011, did you like who the hell knew that Bitcoin was gonna go to $100,000? That's like the chances of that happening are so low, but it did, and it's all people's trust. And the scam you're talking about, yeah, X is a huge like. There's so many scammy websites, but Elon does nothing about it because it's it's freedom of. He makes the app is a freedom of speech app, so he really won't do anything about it. And
Right.
the live video call, I think he got scammed on. I think that it might have been AI or might have been a deep fake, which like you have to be very careful. Like, did they have an accent when they were talking to you?
No, I mean, I don't even know because he was like in the middle of talking during this meeting because he was already in another business meeting at the time with Mark Zuckerberg. So like I kind of intruded at that time slot that he was already in a meeting. So he didn't really speak to me directly, but I said, "Can you just show me your face live?" And he did that at the moment. Like he accommodated for me, and he showed me his face, but I don't know if he actually spoke. I don't remember. Like that detail is not clear to me.
Why did he contact you specifically? Why not someone else?
Well, we were talking on the X app, like through different, he had different methods of communicating with me. I don't know. It was really weird. Like the whole thing's a blur. I don't know if it was a dream or real, but the part that's real is I lost the money, so I don't know where it is. And like I even went to go to visit my cousin in Chicago during her my goddaughter's communion. I was buying Bitcoin for her and Apple cards for her for like a gift. And he was telling me at that point when I crossed the border that he wants to meet me. He's in Beverly Hills, like doing some business, and he was going to come to Chicago. And then didn't end up happening. And then I had like so many things going on at the same time. I had a Shopify store that I was managing, Printify, and all these things. And then, um, yeah, he was telling me to buy more Bitcoin while I was in the States, but I didn't have a car and I was visiting family, so I wasn't going to go out and do those types of errands because like I'm there to focus on visiting with family. So he was kind of really pushy and like weird things happened while I was there. Like my cousin's ex-husband would come over and bring her gifts. Like I've never seen that behavior either. So I was kind of confused as to, like if he's trying to do that to impress me, to show me that he's like a good ex-husband or something. I don't know. He's bringing her like wine and flowers, which was really odd. So I don't know if that was part of this whole game that we were all playing at that point. I have no idea what was going on. I wasn't on drugs. They test me for drugs at the hospital. It's just all very confusing. I'm trying to piece together everything that happened since last year. But I heard Bitcoin has a customer service line and it's very transparent. If I have all the codes, which I do, I'm just starting to organize them all for both Bitcoin and Apple Card. They could track down the money and then I could potentially get reimbursed. They might have some kind of insurance policy for money that was scammed. Do you know anything about that?
What scam?
Pardon?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, what did you say the last part?
Like they might have some insurance if you were scammed or something. Like they might be able to track it down and give it back to you or something. Do you know anything about that?
I'm not sure about that, but I know that the crypto space is it's a very gray area for insurance companies, and they don't really necessarily cover you, just
Mm.
because the amount of scams that happen. Like, first of all, people talk about. I just want to go back to your point that your friend made a lot of money. That's a good thing, but there's a lot of people also lost a lot of money. Like, there's a story of this multimillionaire who lost $200 million from a bunch of teenagers trying to, and
Wow.
it was a customer service scam too. They were customer service agents, and they were warning him that someone had hacked into his Bitcoin wallets and Solana wallets, and he fell for the trap, and he gave all of his private keys and passkeys away. And luckily, they got caught because one of the members was flaunting his wealth online. So
Hmm. I don't have any wealth. Like the clothes I'm wearing, I bought through gift cards and this one sweater, I don't know if you saw it for a second. I bought this when I got my job at CERT. Like I got a paycheck. I bought this from RW and Co. I wore this to my first day. This was donated to me by cooperators when I did a heart and stroke charity day. Like I don't have any wealth. This is a Chinese watch from Amazon. I think it was $12. This was also
that's
gifted to
good.
me.
Cause like
This was gifted to me. That's gifted to me.
that's actually very smart. Like instead of spending your money getting like gifts or like getting or like thrifting, like all of my whole closet is like pretty much thrifted. Like I like to save as much money as possible. And
Yeah, my mom's the same. She got all her clothes like through Value Village when she came to Canada. Like she wasn't spending money, but she made sure she picked like thrifted pieces that would last her a long time and like weren't very expensive, but also look like fashionable. So she did a lot of that when my dad was financially abusing her, and he was going out shopping and buying fancy clothes too. She told me the other day he got banned from Walmart because they caught him shoplifting.
Oh, that's
And I'm
interesting.
Yeah, I'm like reviewing like old photos, family photos. My mom has like this big bucket in her room and no one's looked through it and she's partially blind. So she wouldn't be able to do this. So I started sorting through all these old photos and like there's business cards and like love notes and phone numbers that my dad was collecting from women while he's a real estate agent. And I was just like shocked and like, how did my mom not know that he was acting this way? And like she was paying for all his bills, she was paying for the roof over his head, all the food that he was eating was like through her hard earned income. And like there's even a card for a detective, like a police detective on 11 division, like Peel Police. And I'm kind of curious, like what the fuck happened. He was supposed to get arrested and go to jail because um he committed arson. He lit a whole subdivision on fire when he didn't have the deposit to complete the purchase for a home that he was buying for my mother and him. So yeah,
Interesting.
like I'm just kind of unveiling all these details about my dad. And he also had a child with the mayor of Mississauga, a secret child.
What?
Yeah. And I just realized this now, and I'm piecing that together too. My dad was cheating on my mom with multiple women. One of the women happened to be Carolyn Parrish, who's now the mayor of Mississauga. And she had a daughter. Her daughter's
Wait,
name was
so
Susie.
where's your
My
dad now?
I have a half sister. My dad died. He
Oh,
died when I was
sorry.
13 from cancer. I mean, it's sad, but it's not sad because, like, if he was still alive, he would still be abusing my mom and having affairs. So it's kind of like a relief for her. Like, she has one less person to financially sustain in
That's
her bad
true.
health condition. But at the same time, I didn't really understand what was going on either. So it was like very confusing growing up because I thought my dad was a good person, but then he would call my mom crazy and like turn us against her. She jumped out of a moving car once when we were driving home and they were getting into an argument. She didn't want to talk to him anymore. So she literally opened the car door while the car was moving like fast and she jumped out and like tumbled on the road with cars all behind.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fucked. But it's like, who's crazy? Like, she has schizophrenia on her medical record. My younger
Right.
brother also has schizophrenia, but he worked for Amazon and Meta.
That's pretty cool. Amazon and Meta's pretty cool.
Yeah, but he has schizophrenia. Like, it's all weird. It's all fucking weird. And they all hate me in this house because I don't have a mental health condition. And they all do.
Wait, they hate you because you don't have a mental health condition?
Yeah, I think like there's some secret resentment that I don't know about. Like, I'm not part of their club of mental illness. Like, they all have schizophrenia.
What?
Like, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Anyway.
Like I've been trying to like, keep stay afloat like financially, mentally, and emotionally. And like I've had a lot of therapists that I work with. I have like psychiatrists that I work with at Credit Valley, all because like my brothers went first when they were having psychosis and like psychotic outbreaks. I was like in charge of their care because my mom didn't give a shit about them. My brother tried to commit suicide in the basement, and I was the only one around to call the ambulance and like get him medical care. My mom didn't care. She's like, I'm fucking tired. Like, I don't want to keep carrying everyone. If you want to die, just fucking die. Like, I don't care. That was her attitude at that point.
All right. Yeah.
So, yeah, my mom's view on mental health is like, if you don't like life, like, don't be alive. Like, I don't know. Like, you should live. You should like your life. You should love your life. You should make the most out of your life. But if you don't like it, like, I don't know, it's kind of dark to say that, but she's really tired and like she's been mentally abused and she's just tired. So my outlook is different. Like I try to intervene, I try to get people care and like etc. But somehow I've been like I've had good luck and then I've had bad luck. Kind of like the stock market and Bitcoin. Like you said, someone lost 200 million, like that's a lot of money. I don't think I would survive that. I'd probably have a heart attack.
That I mean, I mean, he got like some of it. He's not gonna get all of it back because the guy who stole it, he partied every night. He spent like a million at every. It was Miami too. So like, Miami's expensive. He spent like 500,000 at clubs a
Jeez,
night. So he's not gonna get the entire thing back. But the feds are trying to recover most of it. I doubt they're gonna get most of it because there were like six other people, but all of his assets are frozen. Whatever it is, it sucks. But
that's fun.
yeah,
I
good place.
heard I
Sorry.
heard once you get American citizenship, because I dated a guy downtown. He's also like he's a millionaire. I dated a millionaire and I dated a billionaire before. And the millionaire, he's Greek Orthodox. He rents to Indians, like he's a landlord. And he had to renounce his American citizenship because I didn't know this. I just found this out recently. But if you are dual citizen, they charge you taxes on both your Canadian income and then they transfer that also as American income. So you pay taxes twice. And then um, even when you leave the States, you have to pay the States for 10 years income tax, even though you're not working or making income in the US, you still have to pay them tax
It's pretty
or
stupid.
something.
That makes no
Yeah.
sense.
So this guy that I was dating that was a millionaire, he had dual citizenship at that time, but his dad was getting all this trouble with the dual citizenship. So he was the first one to renounce his American citizenship. And then he got his wife to also renounce her American. She was American born and she had family there. And he moved her out of the States to Canada to stay away from her family because her family was also kind of toxic. And then
Did he want to renounce his
he
citizen?
didn't want to, but he was kind of forced into it. But he was telling me the meeting with like I don't know what team it is that takes care of that. I think it was like the border customs or something citizenship office in the
Yeah,
States was like really intimidating. They were like, if you renounce your American citizenship, you can never be an American citizen ever again. You
is
get
that
one
true?
shot. That's what
I,
he told me. I don't know.
I don't know if you heard or not, but I don't know if you're connected with him or not. But you could tell him, America, Trump launched like a new citizenship program where you can pay $5 billion, 5 million to become a citizen. You get like this,
Really?
yeah, you get this Visa Gold card, and
What?
let me tell you this. You think it's crazy, but on the first day, they sold 1,000 of them.
That's great. But like internationally, like China and other countries probably bought one. Because where do you get that kind of money these days? Like Canada's not doing so well economically.
That's so true. Can it? I mean,
Like
yeah. That's why you got to keep your expenses super low, especially with like a tariff war with our strongest neighbor is not a good idea. But it is
it's
what it is.
not like
Trump wants
that,
what he want to do.
right? Like that millionaire guy I was dating, he's not a millionaire anymore, I don't think. And
Oh,
he kept his expenses really low. Like he drove an old car that was like beat up. He rarely cooked at home. Like he ordered takeout. That's probably his biggest expense was takeout food. And like he shopped at the cheapest grocery stores like Freshco and those places. And like even for his tenants, he bought them like the cheapest blinds. He would travel to Brampton to get like the nicest, the greatest deals or whatever. But his tenants were all Indian, so they didn't mind that it was like cheap stuff. So like he was very frugal. And on the other hand, the billionaire I dated, all his money was inherited by his grandma. His grandma was like really wealthy and then she died suddenly. I don't know what the cause was, but she owned commercial properties like all over Beverly Hills, California. And he inherited all of it because he was the only grandson. And he said it was being held by like the IRS or something for 4 years or something. And he had to deal with all of that. But he has like a master's degree in um, tax evasion.
yeah, I heard.
He runs a charity, like a not-for-profit for saving puppies or something.
I want to
His
intervene because
what?
no offense, like I want to intervene. I just want to point something out. No offense. I mean, charities are definitely a good cause, but most billionaires' charities are just another way to like launder money, and I've seen
It
it.
is. That's what he does. He
Oh,
was like buying planes and shit, and then like claiming that on his taxes as a not-for-profit expense. So that's exactly what he was doing. But his grandma was smart. All her inheritance that she gave to him was art, like pieces of
oh,
artwork.
interesting.
So she kind of like gave that to him freely, and he just has to sell it all, and then or he can keep it that way too.
I've
So it's kind of
noticed.
hmm?
I've noticed that billionaires, they don't buy, they definitely buy real estate, but most of their valuable assets is art, because art
Yeah.
is like a very appreciative asset that appreciates over time.
And on top of that, it's like hard to understand for certain types of people. Like they don't have that emotional capacity to understand art. Like they don't have empathy. So for
No,
them, it's meaningless.
art makes like no sense. A banana, a tape
Right.
to a canvas, goes for, I don't know, like 40 million. That makes no sense. I mean, I could do that. Like, give me 40 million, I'll do that.
Right? But it was just because it was by like that particular artist that it sold for that amount. Like they could justify it because he's had other pieces of
Honestly,
art that sold for that.
I feel like you could call anything art. If enough people call something art, then it becomes art. It doesn't
Right?
even have to be good, or yeah, honestly.
Like there's no kind of like strict guidelines with art. It's free form. You can do whatever you feel. Like it's in the moment. It's something that's happening. It could be poetry. It could be a song. It could be music. Like it really is open to interpretation. Like I saw that banana duct taped to the wall and I was like laughing for
Oh,
a
what
few
a
minutes.
lucky guy. What a lucky artist. 40 million is life changing.
Right? That was recently that happened. It was in the news.
Yeah, it was pretty recent. Same with that NFT, that guy who sold his NFT for $69 million.
That's crazy. Yeah. So this scam with the Elon Musk person, it had like a website. It was really sophisticated. Had a website. It showed me like when Bitcoin was doing well, and it was also allowing me to send money to my family members. Like, it
Yeah,
was really weird.
that's exactly how they get you. Sophistication, because most people don't understand. Most people don't understand Bitcoin. Like, people get scared, and I hate to say this, but it was probably someone from my community. 'Cause they're pretty lucrative.
I don't
It's
know.
probably another Indian. I'm not gonna lie.
I just got a call. I was telling Harry this while I was in Winners because I killed two birds with one stone. I went to Staples to return a Temu and an Amazon package. And then I walked over to Winners, which is just across the street, and I was talking to Harry. We're having a meeting. I was walking during the meeting, and I just happened to be out while we were talking. And I was telling him how, what was I telling him? I lost my train of thought for a second. Hold on. What was I talking about?
You're talking about you're gonna tell Harry something. You were telling Harry something while you were in Winners, returning something.
But before that, what were you saying? Something about art.
Some people, the scamming thing, like they're probably Indians who scammed you because they're pretty lucrative. Bitcoin scam, Elon Musk.
Oh shit. I lost it. Um oh yeah, okay. This is what I was gonna say. So the day before I got another like video call on WhatsApp, but this time it was from some guy in Syria, like in a war zone.
What
And
the
I
hell?
answered it because I was like half asleep and I don't know if it was emergency, like it was my tenant or something. Because her mom's also in a war zone right now. She's in Korea and she's a diplomat for Ghana. And her dad is also like an ex colonel? No. Colonel? Like
Yeah.
what's the chief like position in war, military? I forget the
Like,
title.
what isn't it general?
General or something
Yeah, it's general.
COLONEL.
It's
Colonel?
different for like each army, but yeah, the higher ups.
Yeah, he's like the highest ranking position in war. She was telling me, and like he talks to rebels with bombs strapped to their chests in Ghana, and he offers them coffee or tea, and then he like deactivates their bombs. Like he gets them to calm down and like surrender to him and like submit. So she was telling me that's like what her dad did for the longest time because he was always in war in Ghana. Like Ghana is really unstable, uh, always. Like their economy is always like shit.
I think that's
And
with most African countries, but
yeah,
that's soon to change. Like in the next, did you know in the next like I think 80 years, one of every six people is gonna be African?
what?
Yeah,
How?
Africans gonna have like a baby boom or something, because most of Africa's demographic, most of them are under the age of 24.
So there's like more kids in Africa than
Oh yeah,
like
way more
anywhere
kids.
else in the world.
Yeah, Africa's
What
gonna
the
be
hell?
Africa's gonna be pretty rich pretty soon if they get their stuff
Their shit
together.
together.
Yeah.
Well, Bernadette was telling me they have like private healthcare in Ghana. Like it's really good for
Yeah,
her.
some countries the thing is that Africa, some countries do very well, but their neighbors are always in war, which would drag like Ghana down, even though it's doing really well.
Well, it's doing well for her because she's in the upper class. Like she's not poor by any means. Like she showed me her parents' income slips and like their bank accounts,
That's good.
and like there's nothing wrong with either of their income. Her dad makes more money significantly. He retired from the military and he works in Gianni Gold in Vancouver,
Yeah.
doing workplace, and safety, health and safety for the gold mines. And she showed me his income for that job too. And she said he retired from both of them now. He's not doing either of them. But like they're both really wealthy and like she doesn't need to work if she doesn't want to, but she really wants to work and like provide herself with her own income, but like no one's willing to hire her. I saw her resume. It's like super intimidating because she has like experience in the government. Like that's their first job out of school. They're forced to do that as part of the government protocol. You have to work in public service as your first job. So she did that. She did like HR with like a really high end luxury construction company in Ghana. And she said, like, she doesn't care about getting her dream job. She just wants to make money. Like, that's her primary goal. And she was saying, like, she'll take anything. She was applying to Winners herself to work there, Shoppers Drug Mart, all these places just for part time work. And no one wanted to hire her, like, at all. So, like, it's kind of disheartening because I'm experiencing the same thing, but I don't have any money. Like, my parents don't have money. My mom is like on her pension. She only makes $16,000 a year or something like that. So, I don't know how she's even affording to cover anything at this point. I don't want to eat her food or her groceries. Like, I'm kind of sick every time I have to eat her stuff, but I can't find a job either. So, it's like,
Yeah.
is it Is it like because she's an international student here from Ghana? Like they're not, that's why they're not hiring her. Am I not getting hired for some specific reason? Is it because my family is schizophrenic and people know about it? So now they're discriminating against me too, thinking I might be schizophrenic or mentally disordered. Like I don't know. Like
If they do that, it's a lawsuit right there. Because I don't think employers can do that.
you're supposed to be protected if you have like a legal disability. But my brother Andrew's never disclosed this to any of his employers. He has schizophrenia. And he worked
Oh,
at big companies like Amazon and Meta. I don't have any mental illnesses, so I don't need to disclose anything. But at the same time, like I'm getting mistreated and discriminated against and bullied in the workplace, and I don't know why. Like I don't get it. I don't know if you read my GoFundMe at all, but it goes kind of into more detail as to what happened to me and why I'm doing RIPEN right now. I'm preparing for a Superior Court case against Sheridan College. Um,
Sheridan. I've heard of Sheridan. I mean, is it a good? I've heard a lot of like discriminatory and racist things come out there, especially because a lot of international students go there.
well, I was there as a student. I left my job in finance and insurance at the cooperators. So I was there for 6 years. I was a very high performing employee. I got many awards for that reason. And like people liked me there. But my boss had like a moment where his ego got triggered because I was getting ready to get promoted and like move past him. And he wanted me to stay with him because we had built like a rapport over 4 years. And he started stalking me during work hours. Like he would show up randomly on a Saturday to like micromanage me. He would listen to my calls. Like it was really fucked up, and he would manipulate my phone queue so I get like dismissed automatically. It was really fucked up, like just randomly
Like,
out of the
did you not
blue.
take that up with HR or
I
like
did.
someone?
They
What happened?
confirmed everything I said was accurate and true, and they even traced all the manipulation that he was doing to my phone queues to his direct line. So they confirmed everything I said. They validated that I was right. I'm not crazy. I'm not imagining this. This is actually happening to me. So they forced him because he switched roles. They put him in sales manager. And he thought it was like exciting. Like finally I'm doing something different after like he was there forever. He was like a piece of furniture and he was getting bored. So they moved him to a new position, sales manager, and they did this very discreetly and quietly. Like they didn't tell anyone, but they kind of like made sure I knew that, they were doing something about the situation. and they made him have people reapply to be on his team. So they need to show that they were interested in still working with him. And he asked me if like I would still be interested in working with him. At that point, I was kind of like undecided because that was like really stressful for me. I was having panic attacks every single day, but I don't know what the other managers are like in that place. Is like that saying, it's better to stay with the devil you know than someone you don't know.
Yeah.
But at that point, I said no. Like I clearly said no. I talked to my therapist about it at the time. She's like, no, you don't stay with someone like that was behaving that manner. I was like, okay. So I didn't reapply for his team. And then HR sent him permanently work from home. And he lives in Cambridge. So he was driving a really far distance to go to Mississauga office, head office. And it was more convenient for him because he could spend more time with his kids and his wife. And like he didn't have to commute. But he was so mad. He came and he confronted me. He's like, I don't know if you heard this, but my whole sales team has to work remotely. Do you know anything about that? I was like, no, how would I know anything about that? And then he looked at me like very suspiciously as if like it was my doing. And I was like, this HR's decision. Like I don't make those decisions. I'm like a fucking employee here. Like how could I have done that? But he knew something was up, and then like he continued this behavior even as he was working from home from Cambridge. And my new manager like looked into it. She's like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? I was like, I don't fucking know. Like he wouldn't let it go, basically. So it was either like I continue staying there and taking his abuse and like all these like clandestine things he was trying to do to sabotage me while I was still there, or I leave. I liked my new manager. She was a woman, and like we got along. She had a fake eye. She lost one of her eyes when she was a teenager. She has a prosthetic. I didn't know this. She's very attractive. Like probably the most attractive woman you'll see in the cooperators, and she had a fake eye, which was
Hmm.
trippy. And I only know this because someone told me this. And I made a joke, a really inappropriate one. I never mentioned to her that I knew that she had a fake eye, but I said one day, like, oh, I'll keep an eye on it. And I was like, fuck, did I just fucking say that?
Wait, did she hear you? Did your manager hear you say that?
Yeah, I said this in an email. And then I
Oh.
was like, fuck, did I just shoot myself in the foot? Like, why would I say this? And I was so embarrassed. I was hiding under my desk. I was like, what the fuck do I do? I told one of my friends, I was like, I just said this. How can I reverse the email? Can I delete it? There is a way to do it on Outlook. But at that point, I was so much in a panic that I didn't catch the time frame of when you can kind of retract an email. So it got sent. She had first aid training and suicide awareness or something, and like all this mental health stuff. And I just let it be, and she never mentioned anything to me about it, but I could tell she was offended. And like at that moment, do you tell her like, oh, by the way, I know you have one eye?
Hmm.
Like what do you say? Like my mom's partially blind already. If I say something like that to my mom, like she doesn't give a shit. Like she fucking will snap back at me and like we'll get into an argument. But like it's your boss, like that's kind of like rude. But like I didn't mean it. Like I just slipped. So I don't know. That's not why I left. I left because my previous manager, kept bothering me. And she's still trying to help me. Like she's still like looking into it and like figuring stuff out for me. And then I asked her to go on medical leave, and this is where she bit me in the ass. And she said, "No, I'm not going to prove this." She's like, "If you want to come back, you have to reapply and start from the bottom." I was like, "Bitch, I've been here for fucking 6 years. Like you don't just determine at one point that you're just gonna do something like that. Like that to me was really mean and cruel. But she was like showing me her power, like on her bad side. And that's illegal what she did. Like I could sue her. I talked to a lawyer, and he said that that's illegal. Like she's not allowed to say something like this. If you're going for medical leave due to sickness reasons, which I was in an abusive relationship. My brother was going through schizophrenia episodes. And then DCCon was like harassing me every single day that I was going to work in a clandestine manner. So I had like 3 reasons to kill myself, but I didn't. And I also didn't sue the cooperators either, which I could have, and I could have shut the whole place down based on what she did at the very last minute. And she didn't realize that what she was doing was illegal. But I let it be again. I moved on. I went to Sheridan College. I did the project management certificate for 8 months. I got approved for EI. it's a poisoned work environment, and for this reason, we will approve you for EI while you're going to school. So they were paying me the whole time I was attending Sheridan. Oh, we have 15 minutes left. And then I got into a startup company for families, and this is where the founder was talking about paying me in Bitcoin and all this stuff, and I didn't really understand what she was talking about. Then I got into Cert Center. They gave me this $2 million AI project, the first one in Canada to lead. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I was like, cool, thanks. Like, I'm going to make sure this works out. I got sexually harassed by a black man, Jamaican man who's married. He had an erection next to me at work in a public space in the PMO office with Karen Connolly on my right side, and she witnessed everything. She heard everything he was saying to me very explicitly. And meanwhile, he was bragging to everyone that he was married. And I was like, number
Oh,
one, I don't shit where I eat, so I'm not interested in you either way. Like, we work together and that's it. We're gonna keep it professional. And number two, your erection at work is not welcomed either. So please take some medication if that's something that's happened to you often. Like, that's fucking embarrassing. And he didn't find it embarrassing. He was just like out in the open. I was like, bro, this whole place is being video surveillance, live streamed to YouTube, and this is how you're behaving. He didn't know that. He had no idea that that was a thing.
oh,
And yeah, he denied everything. Audio was recorded, video was recorded, and he was trying to cheat on his wife at work. I don't know if she knows that this is how he behaves and this is his conduct, but I was really disgusted with his behavior. I reported it to HR. They did an investigation. He denied everything, and I got fired as a result of reporting it. It's my first time ever reporting sexual harassment. It's happened to me before, but I've never really thought to report it. But this one was so blatant and like explicit. I felt so disgusted and like uncomfortable, and I couldn't imagine working with that man anymore, like any further. So that's why I reported it. Sheridan College didn't act appropriately, so I'm going to take them to court.
that's yeah. Definitely do that.
So that's a bit of context about why I started looking for help with students, because I'm still not feeling 100% and I'm not making any income. You guys are. You're getting paid for this. I'm not. Um, some students have accepted my referral codes for different things. I don't know if you saw that in the signature of my email.
I'll
That's a
definitely
really,
check that out. Oh yeah, I was gonna check that out after this meeting actually.
yeah, there's food boxes for meal prep. If you want to sign up, it's really great. There's both HelloFresh and Chef's Plate. I use both of them intermittently. Their prices change. Sometimes they're cheaper, sometimes they're more expensive. So I switch between, I cancel, and then they offer you a cheaper price when you cancel. There's also Venn banking for businesses. You get a $500 referral. Um, so if you accept mine, I get 500. You share your code with someone else, you get 500 from them, and then it's like a ripple effect that way. So if you want to accept that, if you have a business that you want to use that for business banking, that would be also really awesome. You can use that 500 for Bitcoin if you feel like it's free money on top of what you're already getting paid. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff like fitness and well-being and different things. So the project itself runs till May 10th, and we're going to have our project kickoff meeting on Friday. My expectation is that we work together, but you're all individual contributors. And there's a template that you fill out for the research document. If
Yep,
there's
I saw
other,
that.
saw it, awesome. If there's other areas that you're more interested in looking into further, feel free to add it to the research document. It's
For
kind of
sure.
like free form, but I'm giving you a little bit of structure in case you're lost. You don't know where to start.
And do you want us to like do I know where my team is or like our team is for this project?
Yeah, created a Slack channel for you guys to talk there, but if you want to create like a side chat from that too, you can also do that. I don't care. Some people are talking on Instagram. They added each other that way. I mean, it
And
helps you.
the meeting
Discord.
tomorrow, the Scrum meeting tomorrow.
Oh yeah. So we do weekly scrums. This is just kind of like a check-in point. So I let you guys go. You're free to kind of do what you want and work whenever you want. But this is like one point where we check in as a team, see if you're stuck, and then we troubleshoot as a team. I do want someone to take on the lead position, and the lead position is just responsible for being a point of contact. So I said that in my email that I sent out if anyone was interested. I haven't received anyone's
I could do
interest
it.
yet. Want to do it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
could do it.
All right. So I'll send out an email just proclaiming that you're the lead and you have that responsibility, so everybody knows and there's clarification that way. And
Oh,
they'll
just to clarify, I'm the lead for like my team, right? Team
just the
six.
Bitcoin, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Because we have
sounds good.
lots of teams, ongoing projects right now, like cybersecurity, AI, taxes. We have a team for taxes. We have a team for in helping women in the workplace, like enforcing protections for women. Um, I'm working with both Canada and the US, like US students as well. Um,
Well,
I
that's pretty
haven't,
good.
yeah, but they're not really interested in some of the things I'm offering because I think they have different issues in Canada. Like they're not interested in nutrition for women. Like they don't really care. They feel fine with the way that they are. They'd rather take Ozempic. Um, I don't find that personally a solution, but I don't judge people if that's what they think. Time is running out. It's showing me that the call ends soon. So any questions, concerns?
Uh, no, that was it. The Scrum meeting tomorrow. Um, it's mandatory, right?
Yeah, I want to make sure we get into that habit. It's only 15 minutes. It's very quick. You just give us an update of where you're at, if you're stuck, what you're stuck with, and then what you plan to do about it or
And
plan to do
I'll
next.
I'll send a message in the Slack, just so, like maybe me and the other team members could hop in a Google Meet, and then we could work from there instead of, everyone doing their own thing. It's gonna be a little disorganized then.
Yeah, that's what the scrum is for. So I typically hold those like I schedule them for everyone
Okay.
so it's easier. You don't have to find a time.
Oh, that's perfect
But
then.
if you want to have your own, you don't have to have it tomorrow. I think I scheduled that just to schedule it so there's something there as a placeholder. If that time doesn't work for you guys, you can also figure out something yourself. But I prefer to have them um, with me booking them just because it also creates notes after the meeting is done and it gets sent to you guys. So you don't have to take any notes during the meeting and also records the conversation so you know what who said what. So there's no conflicts.
Yeah, I like that because if you when you host it, I feel like it's gonna hold our team members more accountable to like join and actually discuss instead of
Yeah,
if
that's been generally my experience like throughout my career. Like if I'm the one creating the invite and sending it out, it kind of holds more authority over
yeah,
the meeting.
exactly. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Care. Bye.